All right. Hello and welcome to the stream. Um, I don't know. Today's gonna be. That is such a different vibe from the starting song, dude. I don't know. Hold on. Let's start with this, and then we'll get into that a bit later, maybe. Um, I don't know. Today I just kind of wasn't really sure what to do. Wasn't really feeling Destiny so much. I know I don't have like a lot of time either. It's always this thing about me where I'm really trying to stream as soon as I can, but then I end up wasting so much time, you know? Whatever. So I don't know. I figured we just do it just chatting today. Just hang out for a bit, maybe. If I get really bored, then maybe we'll find something else to do. But let me finish getting a few things set up here, and then we'll transition over. I don't know. I don't know. Some days just feel so weird, you know? You just kind of go through the whole day, and at the end of it, you're just like, I have no idea what the hell, like, I'm doing with my life. I don't know. It's just weird, man. It's just weird, you know? I think everybody's got that kind of feeling sometimes, though. You just feel weird some days, you know? It's like that TikTok song that went viral. Everybody feels a little weird some days, you know? Kind of wish my armrests went a little higher, but that's fine. I don't know. There we go. VTube Studio finally loaded. It's always weird. I have to like make sure Steam is open first because it's technically a Steam app, and then I can open it up. So I can't just click on the link or the um, like the icon I have on my taskbar. I have to actually like have Steam open first, and then then the link works. I don't know. It just seems so odd. I don't know. I don't know. But everything's loaded, so I can finally transition over. Let's go big mode though before we go. Hold on. Shoop. Hi. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those days, I think. I just feel weird lately, you know? I feel like some days you really feel like you know where you're going with things, you know? You feel like you really got stuff figured out, or you feel comfortable with where you're at right now, you know? Some days are like that. Some days. Um I feel like that a lot of the time because I think the alternative isn't great. But some days like this I don't know. I get too in my head about it maybe, but at the same time it feels like I need to think about these kinds of things, you know, keep them in mind. I don't know. It's a weird time for me too. I'm not gonna play Destiny right now, but I do want to. I do want to check to see what Zur is selling and what the Trials weapon is for the weekend. See if I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow. I'm not gonna play any tonight though. So just for the record, that's what I'm doing right now. But I'm not even gonna stream it. I'm just gonna do that while I chat here. I don't know, man. I've got a lot on my mind about like it just feels like too much sometimes, you know? Like I just kind of want to stream all the time, but then at the same time like I feel like sometimes I stream and just I don't know. Like is it even worth it? You know? Is this an adventure I should even go down? It's it's something like I really enjoy doing, and I don't want to quit or anything, you know, but it's just like sometimes it just doesn't really feel like it's worth all the time I spend. But then I think about like, well, what could make it more valuable, and then it's like, well, maybe just quitting Destiny and doing other stuff, you know, being a variety streamer is a lot more effective, I think. Oh yeah, Iron Banner next week. How about that? Let me check where Zer is. Oh, good, he is in the EDC. I was about to go there. Saves me a bit of time. I don't know, man. I think I've staring back, yeah. What's up, Kingdoms? How's it going? I'm talking about how there's just I don't know. It's like it feels like there's a lot on my mind. It's weird. There's like a lot on my mind, um, but there's not a lot going on. If that makes sense. Like I don't have like a lot of new experiences or anything going on. Not a lot of new events or anything, but I just I don't know. I feel weird. Been well. Saw I got a gifted sub. Yeah. It was. Oh my goodness. Who was it? I would feel bad if I fully forgot. Hold on. Give me a second. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I know his name is on the tip of my tongue. Okakol. That's who it is. Okakol, otherwise known in the in game as KK18, I think. Nice guy. Yeah, I was doing a. He wanted to learn a raid, and I needed help with a Sherpa that I was doing, and then he hopped in at the end of it, and then I needed or then I was like, hey, you know, is there a raid you need to learn? I was gonna do another Sherpa, and he's like, yeah. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think it was Last Wish. Yeah, he was like, actually, there are a bunch of raids, and we ended up doing Last Wish. Um, and then I think at the end of it, as a little celebration, he kind of sent out a few gifted subs and stuff, which was really nice of him. You know, he said some very kind things too about my stream, which was pretty cool. Ooh, okay, hold on. So I'm not playing the game right now, really. I was just hopping in to see what Zur was selling. I just got a random roll from him. That's actually a really good roll on Speedloader Slacks. Just saying. 2 mobility, so the lowest you can get. 16 Resil, 16 recovery, 67 total. Not bad, dude. Not bad. That's a good one. Of course, I get it off stream. You know. No, I don't know when the next time is that I'm even gonna wear speed loader slacks. You know, but it is what it is. The stuff he's selling isn't terrible. Peregrine's are really good right now. He's selling those if you don't have them already, but I feel like everybody's probably got some. The roll he has isn't like great or anything. It's got some decent Gemini gestures. 67 total. Specs a bit more into mobility than I like, but they are Geminis, so they're dodging based, so it makes sense. Anyway. I'm just checking what Zer's selling, and I'm checking to see what the trials weapon is for the weekend, and then after that I'm just gonna just spend the rest of the stream chatting, not doing anything else. I remember scrambling, trying to find Zer every day. By the way, I'm not able to use the emotes on Discord. Out of the server? Sad times? Oh wait, what? Oh, you don't have Nitro, so you can't use the emotes from the server. I got it. I got what you're saying. That's rough, dude. Uh, got an idea for a future stream? Shoot, go for it, man. Sometimes if you're subbed, even from a gifted, you can as long as you're connected to your Discord server. Oh, interesting. Wait, hold on. I thought you meant you couldn't emote with Discord. 8 wait. Is that an uwu, a woe, and then an 8 wait? It's Cataphract. I might actually play some trials this weekend. If I can get a guaranteed carry, I'll probably play some. I've got a decent enough roll on Cataphract, but like it could be better, you know? Just like a little bit, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely not playing right now. Alright, that's it. That's all I'm checking. I got stuff from Zur that I wanted to get, and I checked to see if I need to do trials. It's kind of a maybe for the trials this weekend, so. Alright, I'm done now. Will I do Stasis Warlock again? Probably. I'm gonna probably crutch the most broken loadout I possibly can, so if that's what it takes, you know. Going through every dungeon, and when an encounter starts, you do a random dim loadout. I mean, that sounds really fun, but inevitably I'm gonna get through like Ghosts of the Deep and and have to settle for using like a machine gun to fight the final boss or something, and just do like 18 damage phases, you know? Because that boss is so tanky, dude. That would be awful. That would be so bad. Oh, and all teammates do the same. So I guess I'd be there with a team. Well, that wouldn't be as bad. If it was solo, that would suck really, really bad. Because I could very easily get unlucky and get a really bad loadout for damage phase, you know? First game into trials, enemies ran rain of fire, double GL loadout, bow, hot swap, peacekeepers, SMG Titan. that's that's rough. Yeah, yeah. Double GL, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think like those challenge runs are cool. I did one. When was this? This was a long time ago. I think when Vault of Glass was the newest raid still. Um, I just did a silly challenge where I was just like, let me do all of the raids with Tommy's matchbook equipped. Um, and so it was a whole gauntlet, and it was only like there were only like 4 raids out at the time because they had just sunset a whole bunch, and then released DSC and VOG, right? So those were the only like 2 new raids, and then the only other raids besides that were Garden and Last Wish. And but I ran Tommy's matchbook for all of it, and it was fun. You know, it wasn't as bad because Tommy's matchbook isn't as bad as people think it is. It's way better now than it used to be, though. To be fair, I don't know. Try not to get kicked from day one raid challenge, right, King? Is this just a stream challenge brainstorm session now? Is that all this is? I don't know. That would be kind of funny, that kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know. Keeping you here for the usual 11 hours with challenges. Did you just go live to tell us about Zur? No, I wanted to stream. You know, I wanted to stream, but I just didn't really want to play Destiny right now. I just realized it is the weekend, so I wanted to check my usual weekend thingies, and then just kind of see where I'm at, you know, and what if I need to do more later, or if I can kind of slack off this week and wait for next week to start. But there's some stuff I should do this week. I'll probably do it tomorrow or Monday. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. Today I don't know. I was kind of talking about it at the start of the stream, but I don't know if anybody was actually actually watching it. Um, I don't know. Just feeling kind of weird. Just kind of feeling weird lately, you know. Um, can also buy you Lethal Company so we can play together eventually in a group. I already have Lethal Company. Have you missed all my Lethal Company streams? I've only done like 2, but I have already played. It is fun though. But I have them. Hmm. The problem is, um, I feel like I especially had fun playing Lethal Company with Lou and Gears specifically. Um, I don't know. I just feel like we have a good dynamic, you know. But then it's like it's impossible for me and Lou to get in the same. Good, like, good God, man! Like he's only available on weekends, and then for the past like month or so, I've only been available on weekdays. So it's like, when in the hell, when in the hell am I? Are we gonna collab for something? I don't know. Eventually, again with me, fingers touched. You know, Carno Carno fingers. I guess. What is that emote called? People don't use that as often as they should. It's a cute one. Yes. Carno shy. I think I do have a zoomed in one where it's Carno fingers or something. But it might be like a sub emote or something. Or like a tier 2 sub or something. I don't know. Yeah, that one. That's the one. Man, I want more emotes. I wish that person would get back to me about it. I don't know. Maybe it's time to consider somebody else for emote commissions, but I want them to match, you know? I don't want them to look out of place. I don't want to get somebody with a different art style, you know? That would suck. Plus, I don't have any money. Mission to raid them inside their house. I don't know how easy it would be to find them. They are Japanese, so it's a totally different thingy. Not that I would want you to actually do that. I'm just... Made me check my email to see if... Bro, why am I getting... What? I just checked my spam folder to see if maybe I got it there. Why am I getting... Why am I getting emails from Fleshlight, bro? What the hell? God damn, what? Huh? That's really funny. It makes me think that maybe these aren't... This isn't legit. It might just be like some scam pretending to be Fleshlight. That's really funny though. Gonna go eat? Yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's interesting. But no response from the artist. Man. Yeah, I don't know. There's just been a lot going on with like I'm working a lot less days. And so now I've been like trying to figure out how I'm going to supplement the worse pay that I'm getting, right now, just cuz I'm getting like worse hours. And I think I'll be fine with just like doing plasma donations as long as I get like a good number in before like I'm going to try to just live off of the plasma donation money and then save my entire paycheck from every paycheck I get for the rest of this month as well as like next month, and then try to just save that and use that on the important stuff like rent and whatever, utility bills and stuff, But I don't know. It feels weird too. Because like there's definitely some pressure to be like, hey, let's consider some options that might be better for making money. I just really don't want to work a second job, man. Because then I'm never gonna stream if that's the case, But at the same time, like streaming is just not really making money, and that's not like that's not like your guys' fault or anything, right? I'm just a small streamer, There's nothing to be done about that. And like, do I want a bunch of people watching right now when all I do is just stream Destiny all the time? Maybe not, I'm trying to think of like ways to improve. I want to work on. There's that YouTube video that I want to make about like the armor guide for Destiny. I've written up a script for it. I still need to finish that off because I'm actually not done with it. But I made so much progress on it. It's like 15 pages. It's like 15 pages. But it like I think it covers so much. There's so much to cover, And but I'm still not even done. So like I don't know. I'm worried about the like okay, yeah, I could sit down and like record it, but I'm just so worried about the editing, dude. I don't know how I'm going to go about the editing. Cuz I tried editing that one video, that one where I was like, here's the oldest clip on my channel and it's from The Witness, And then I replayed The Witness, so I thought I'd recreate that old clip. And it's like I think the idea for that clip was kind of interesting, or that video was kind of interesting, but then like I just don't think I did a very good job editing it. You know, it was my first time ever editing a video, which I think is to be expected if I don't do a good job. But I'm just worried that like I feel like I have such a good idea for this like armor guide video, and I'd hate for that to go to waste just because I did a sucky job editing it. You know, like I'm worried about that. I don't know. Because like you can tell the difference, you know, between a good and a bad editor, you know, and I'd hate to take away from the experience of the video and the information I feel like is valuable that I have, you know. I'd feel bad for that, you know, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So like a lot of my time is spent just thinking about how I should go about doing things, you know, instead of actually doing the things. I just think about doing them and how I should do them. I don't know, man. It feels so silly to say sometimes, but I'm like a big overthinker, you know? I get so in my head about things. There is you know, there's, should I even bring this up? Is this worth bringing up? I matched with this girl on Hinge, and I was, I don't know, I was really interested. Um, I felt like I was really pursuing it, and it seemed like it was going fine, but it was just so odd because like I always had to be the one to engage the conversation, and it was just weird because like I feel like I gave them so many opportunities to like have an out, you know. I gave her a lot of options, you know, like hey, you know, no pressure, you know, if you're not interested, that's fine, just let me know or whatever. I feel like I gave her a lot of outs, and then she was always like, no, no, you know, I'm interested, blah blah blah. But then just like I don't know, I just don't really believe it, and like you know, I just kind of gave her the opportunity to ghost me, and she took it. So like, you know, whatever, man. It's just it feels weird. It feels weird. And like you know, I don't match with people on dating apps all that often, so it's just I get so into my head about it that it's like such a big deal, you know. I overthink everything, dude. It's just it's such a waste of my time. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And that was really recent. That was just like I mean, it's been like a week at least since I last heard from her, so I don't think she's getting back to me anytime soon. I don't know, man. I don't know. Trying to think of ways to improve stream while also trying to think of ways to make more money. You think I should like audition for V Shoujo or something? Do you think they'd take somebody who's like a nobody, or do they only want established creators? I just don't know if I want to like I would want to join any other companies because the nice thing about V Shoujo is you can just kind of join as like your current character, right? You can keep your current branding, and I don't want to change my character. I'd like maybe an upgrade to the model, you know, that'd be cool. But like, I don't want to. I don't want to abandon the gnome, you know. Like what? What else? What else am I gonna be? An elf? You know, another cat girl, another cat girl. Am I going to be a male character? I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know. I just don't know if that's possible, you know? Sorry, I'm looking at something on OBS. I don't know. I feel like I feel a little trapped in a way because it does feel like my favorite game to play is Destiny pretty consistently, and I feel like I got a nice thing going with it. You know, I've kind of fostered a very specific niche community, and I enjoy that to an extent. But like, it does feel like not a lot of people play Destiny. Just in general, not a lot of people actually care about the game, and some people will play it for like a little bit and not really like it. You know, and then now, especially, we're going through such a rough patch. So many people quit after Lightfall. Just Lightfall came out, they played it, hated it, and then they quit. And then all the Bungie drama happened, and even more people left. And then the long season happened, and we're like done with the season. There's gonna be more stuff, technically more stuff, but like, do people really care? Apparently, no. There's like nobody playing right now. It's crazy. And it's tough because like I just really like this game and I want to keep playing it, but at the same time, it just feels like it might, I don't know, it might not be a good game to keep playing, you know, if I want to actually do anything with my channel. So I feel kind of trapped, man. I feel bad though. Like I really like this game and I want to keep playing it, but I also really want to stream and I want to like have a good time streaming. I don't know, man. There's just been a lot on my mind. And it just kind of, it all culminates, you know? I spend so much time ruminating on just like every little thing, you know? Every little thing. And like, I have such a lackadaisical attitude about things. I'm very relaxed for the most part. Just because I know, again, like, it's like I know the alternative is worse. So I'd rather be non confrontational, relaxed, maybe a bit too zen about it, maybe in a way that I think might come off as like not caring or not being worried or not taking it seriously, you know? I've had people think that before, you know? And I don't know, sometimes I feel like maybe they're right, you know? Maybe that is true. But like, I don't know, I'm trying to not get stressed about things, but then things happen and I get stressed. And there's just so much going on, man. There's so much that's like going on and yet there's nothing happening, you know? I don't know if that makes any kind of sense. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, am I supposed to have a different face on right now? Should I do the depressed face? I feel like that's too intense for how I'm feeling right now. Like I'm feeling kind of like this right now, but like that's too strong, man. Even the sad face is like a little too strong, you know? Yeah, I don't know. It just it just feels odd, all of it, you know? Just part of being a person, I guess. Just gotta figure stuff out. I don't know. But at the same time, saying such pleasantries like that is just so. It's so vague that it doesn't really help sometimes, you know? I think I do need to think more about some certain things. I don't know. Part of me is like, let me think less and just act more, you know? I think I overthink things a lot. But then other times I'm like, man, I really got to think about I got to figure something out. It's like, how do you figure something out without just sitting and thinking about it for a long time? But then I feel like I spend thinking about too much time thinking about it. Ugh. I need to go to therapy, dude. But I can't afford therapy because America got to pay for everything. Mm. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, it'll get better. Yeah, I know it will. That's the thing. I don't know. I usually keep a pretty positive attitude about things, um, and I don't have like any I mean, I've got OCD, but it's an anxiety disorder, not a. I don't have depression, so like, you know, I don't want anybody to be worried about me. Like, I'll go do something because it. But like, I'm not having a great time. I'm not having a great time right now. It's too much. It just feels like too much sometimes. It's just, it's just rough, man. It's just rough. Just trying to figure stuff out. Like, I don't know. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, okay. Just as I thought. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of tired, man. I'm trying to get full time at my job. I'm looking into getting that, but then they're like, well, since we're and if you don't know, full time in America is like you get more hours, right? I don't know how it is in other countries, but it's like a it's like the grown up version of a job, right? Like you can work part time, but then full time is more like you get a lot more hours, but you have a lot more responsibility, and then also the company might reward you with things like certain benefits, like various types of insurance, because here in America, insurance is such a big deal. Instead of having free healthcare, we have insurance. So, yeah. I basically have like no way to really go to the doctor if I wanted to go to the doctor without having to pay ridiculous sums of money. But if I had health insurance, I could do that because my work would be paying the insurance company, which would pay the hospital. Right. For some reason, that's how it works. For some reason. So if you work part time, you're just kind of screwed, basically. That's how it's been for a while. Not that I need to go to the doctor, but it would be nice to have a checkup. I haven't had one in like at least like 3 years. It's been a while. It's not good, you know? I get worried sometimes. I'm like, what if there's something undiagnosed that I'm dealing with that I don't know about? You know? I don't think I'm a hypochondriac, But like, I feel like that's not good, Spending this long. Like hell, I haven't even like I need contacts, man. I've been wanting to wear contacts for like 3 years. I ran out, and since I don't have vision insurance either, I can't get contacts. I gotta live with the glasses I have. I don't know, man. Work full time in an apprenticeship, so I need to also work part time at another place to pay the bills. Yeah, I get that, man. Well, you've got more people in your household too, right? So, like, that's got to be tough. What's up? Hi, how's it going? Me and the lady. Is music louder than usual? I keep thinking that too. I have it turned down a lot. Maybe it's just this song. Maybe I'm further from the mic or something. Could be the song, yeah. We'll see what the next one feels like. I was also kind of far from the mic. Like, I'm a little, when I sit here, I'm a little far. I think this is about where I was. So maybe I was just too far from the mic. I don't know. Hey, about 1,700 in USD in rent and mortgage. That's not too bad, actually. That's pretty close to what we pay for rent here, actually. Now, I pay my brother 500 a month. I have a really good deal. I mean, I'm not gonna deny it at all. He's really let me slide paying such a small amount for so long now. Um, and I feel bad about that because I haven't really taken advantage of that and like saved money for a car or anything, which is another thing. Yeah, it's a great deal, but I feel bad for him because for a while it was fine, but now he's going through trouble. Um he got let go from his job. He wasn't fired or anything, but he was it was like temp work kind of in a way, or not. That's not the right word. What was the word for it? It was like, I don't know. But it was the kind of thing where he was working through a separate company within the main company, and the main company couldn't find a use for him, and so he got let go from there. And they were kind of like, yeah, sorry about that, but we just we don't really need you to work here anymore. I don't know, man. It's so rough, man, that somebody can do a job and like do a good job and then just like be let go like that. Just crazy. Just crazy. I was talking saying the same thing about the Bungie devs that got let go. during that whole bit of drama. It's like, can you imagine working at a company for? I mean, my brother wasn't there for like a crazy amount of time, you know. But imagine being those Bungie devs, working there for years of your life, and then out of nowhere, they're just like, "Yeah, you did a great job, but we're firing you now." It's crazy, dude. It's crazy that can just happen. You can get fired for doing your job. You know, it's insane. Make about 1900 with my two jobs. Yeah, yeah, not a lot of wiggle room there. Then yeah. I'm trying to be good about getting my rent to my brother, but like sometimes I can't get it in time. Like last month I had to split it. I had to give him 250 up front, and then be like, okay, let me. Luckily, there's the app that I use for my work. We there's an option where you can pull part of your paycheck early. And so I did that. I pulled I paid the 250 at the time, and then I waited a bit to try to get as much on my paycheck available as I could. And then I pulled a bit more, and then paid him the other 250. I mean, like, I don't know, man. I've 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 worked two jobs at the same time before, and I really hated it. It wasn't something I was very good at. I already have a lot of trouble just showing up for one job, and I hate to be that guy who's like, well, I can't do it. But I don't know. I feel like I've explored my limits, and I think it's too much. I think it would break me, because it kind of did at the time. And I have a lot of respect for the people who do, people who can do that. Because I don't know that I can, man. The music does feel louder today. I don't know what it is. Let me turn down like a little. There you go. I mean, that's so quiet though. Hold on. Let me see if I can. There you go. Maybe that's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I usually get enough from one paycheck to be able to pay for rent. But then there are other expenses I gotta pay for. You know. But then like it's been tough too because like I have not really had an opportunity to save. Like I was doing okay at one point in time. I had a good chunk of money saved up, and then I wasted it. That was a long time ago. Ever since then, I feel like I've been trying to catch up to there. And like there have been times like I feel like every time I get settled somewhere, then things change. You know, and I feel really guilty for a lot of that because it's just my brothers just kind of had to deal with that. Like I had a job that was stable and fine, but I kind of hated it, and I wasn't making as much money as I could. But I'd worked there for like 3 years, and I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? Started working or started. I moved in with my brother, and then immediately was that I was at the tipping point where I was like, I gotta be done. I gotta leave this job. Gotta go somewhere else. Started working somewhere else. Um, and it was kind of just as bad, but then worse because the commute was way, way longer. I had to drive like 45 minutes just to get there. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this at all. And in fact, like the second day, I'm pretty sure it was literally the second day I was there, my car died. So my only car died, and I just got this new job that's 45 minutes away. That's only mildly better than my previous job. And so it was just like, okay, well, my brother's like, okay, well, you can use my car. I'll get a new car. I'm like, awesome. I'll save up for a car. And then I worked there for like half a year, and I just kind of didn't like it, and the commute was too much, and so I went and found a different job. My brother helped me find it. Actually, it was a job he worked before, but like a different position. It's my first full time job ever. I worked it for a few months, and I was miserable. I hated that job so much, dude. I don't know. Getting into it was just, I don't know. There are a lot of things I didn't like about that job. The people there were nice. That was the one redeeming factors. They were nice, but even then, sometimes I think with the way things were and how I felt about a lot of it, it's just, I think they kind of got tired of me, and I could feel that. I wasn't good at that job at all. I'd mess up a lot. I could tell I wasn't really a good fit. I felt really bad working there. I felt really guilty working there, and that's not a good feeling to have. And then I quit there. It took me a bit to find another job, but I did. And that was the one that fired me. Soft fired me. They never told me directly that I was fired. But I was. They just, very quietly. They didn't ever send anything to me. I just suddenly wasn't on the schedule anymore. But it was like during December. So I just assumed it was a school. It was the school I went to, right? For college. And I was just working in like the bookstore, right? And thought thought it was fine. Thought I was doing okay. I didn't get any negative feedback on my work or anything. I don't know. Maybe I did and I just didn't notice. I don't know. But that's just making up excuses. But trying to see, and it's just hard to see any reason why they would. And then just, so it's a school, so it closed in December, and then I stopped, you know, being on the schedule. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's December. That makes sense. I was only part time, so I'm not necessary staff to pay anyway. Whatever. I'll wait for the school to open back up. And then just nothing, man. I got no word back, no schedule, no nothing. I'd only been there for a few months. I was just starting to settle down again after just leaving another job. After just leaving a job that was paying better for full time, it was paying better and full time and had benefits. And then went and did this part time job that I liked a lot more. And then they soft fired me, just didn't tell me ever. And finally, I messaged them. They messaged the manager, and they told me, they didn't even say that I was let go or anything. They just said like, oh yeah, like that thing that we hired you to do, we're looking to outsource that right now. And that's what they said. That's all they said to me. And I was like, all right, well, that sucks. Like, they didn't even say that they were letting me go. Not once did they say it. Not once did they say you're fired, you're let go. Your services are no longer required. Nothing. Just they left it so vague, man. And then I was jobless for 3 months, dude. Donating plasma, doing delivery driving here and there. And I've tried to get back into delivery driving, but man, it's just, there was a point in my life where I could go around and I could like do delivery after delivery, and I would loved it. I loved it. I remember loving it so much, and I don't know what it was, man, but I tried doing it more recently after that job, and it was awful, dude. It was so bad. I don't know, man. Oh man. I'll wait for the ad to be over, in case you guys were wanting to chat without having to sub. I'm at a job I don't like at the moment, but I need to be there for at least one more year. Mm, it happens, man. It happens, you know? Sometimes you just get stuck somewhere and you just got to be there for a bit, you know? Even that one full-time job that I worked for a bit that I was talking about before the job that soft fired me. I hated that job so much, but I knew if I worked there for only a few months and then left immediately, it would be bad. So I tried to stick it out. I really, really tried to stick it out. But then I hated being there so much that I would just show up late. I would stay up late streaming, and then I'd go into work late. It was so bad, dude. I was like the worst employee ever. And it sucks because like they were trying to be super reasonable about things, and I was just so bad about it, man. I wasn't cooperating really. I don't know. But I just didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be there at all. I didn't want to work there. I didn't even want to be there. Every single time I felt like I had something I understood, I would be wrong, basically. I'd be like, no, actually, I'm doing this wrong. I don't know. I just want to be a paramedic. That's rough, man. That's a tough line of work. I respect you for that, man. You'd think that they'd just kind of get people in, man. Like that seems like the kind of field where there aren't a lot of people willing to do that, so they're trying to get as many people as they can. I bet. Is that not the case? Or maybe they have to make sure you're like actually good at the job first. I don't know. Shows what I know about being a paramedic. Yeah. Like it seems like a bit of a thankless job, you know? Well, maybe not. I don't know. It just seems like a tough job, really. I I don't know. I feel like I lucked out with my current job. It's like it's a very normal retail job, but the place is very unique, you know? And I applied to it knowing or thinking fully, like, because I knew this place before I worked there. And I'm a big fan of this place, right? Um, and I applied to it online. I saw it on Indeed, and I'm like, oh, well, that seems cool. There's no way I'm getting that job, but I'll apply for it. I was applying to just a bunch of different jobs, and then they got back to me and hired me like the day I came in for the interview. The interview went well. I do all right in interviews, man. But at the same time, like I don't know, it's hard to tell because I feel like I've usually been hired every time I have an interview. I feel like getting the interview is always a harder part than actually having one, right? But maybe that's just not universal. Maybe I just haven't had the kind of job that actually challenges me in an interview. I don't know. Maybe I've just had always had jobs where they're just desperately trying to get people. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I could be really bad at interviews and just have only ever applied to like jobs that are incredibly short staffed or something. I don't know. It's really hard and popular field of work here in Norway. Really? Hmm. Unless they want to work people to the bone all the time, Bad at interviews, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I do well with interviews. I can put on a good face. I don't know what it is. I can get my healthcare worker license. Then I need 2 more years after that to be a paramedic. All right. Interesting. Bill, how old are you again? Because I thought you were older than me, but now I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else being older than me. 27. Yeah, okay, so you are older than me, but only by like 2 years. So. Not nearly as old as you, Car. I mean, 28 this summer. Yeah, I'll be 26 in April, so right there with you, man. I don't know, man. Part of me has been like hoping for a break, you know? Part of me has been hoping like that for no reason at all, my Twitch stream just blows up. That'd be crazy, dude. Can you imagine? I don't think I'd really like it all that much in some ways, but at the same time, like just the idea of being able to quit my day job would be so nice, dude. Like, don't get me wrong, the job I'm working right now, I really do like it, but it's not paying enough, and that sucks, you know. I don't know, man. 30s are looking around the corner. Yeah, scary stuff, man. Scary stuff. Ugh. Need that Twitch money, yeah. Get that $50 a month, man. Let's go. I get that much from donating plasma on one day. I can donate plasma twice a week. You know? It's crazy. I don't know. It's crazy to compare that. Go donate plasma. Takes maybe an hour. Depends on the day, maybe 2 hours. On a really bad day, like if the lines are really long and stuff, maybe 3 hours, right? Tops. 3 hours tops. I'll sit here and stream for like 10 hours. 12 hours sometimes, you know? Doesn't matter, man. The $50 a month. Yeah. And yeah, I would get 50 USD every 3 months when I streamed. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to seem ungrateful or anything, but it's not gonna pay the bills, I'm not gonna kid myself. I'm grateful for it, I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but it's just tough, man. Because I wanna enjoy it, but it's hard to think of it as a hobby, you know, when it has the possibility of being so much more. It's hard to shake that feeling. Hard to shake that idea of like, what if I make it? You know? For so long, I've wanted it to just be a hobby, and for so long, I've treated it like it's just a hobby. But man, I don't know. Me with my 100 followers. I kind of wish I could start over in some ways. You know, like the however many followers I have right now, like at least 500 of them have never actually really spent time to watch or chat or anything. They followed from like one day and then have never come back.
You're not meant to be in here.
You know?
Speaking of money, Thievel 6 money, Thievel 6 money, Thievel 6 money.
Thievel. Thievel 6 money. I'm sure that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. Well, thanks for the prime, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you thought people were already mispronouncing your name, Thievel Jar. Ah, yes, I'm sure that's how it is.
Moshi-mosh.
Moshi-mosh. Thievel Jar. Losing me. Oh. Yeah, currently sitting at 685 followers. What does that really mean? It means about 100 people, really. 100 people, really, and then 585 people who showed up one time, followed, and then I've never seen them since. And most of them are probably actually bots, too. Well, maybe not most, but a good chunk at least. I don't know. It's hard to not be cynical about it, but I also know it really sounds ungrateful if I say things like that, Thief Eljar. Yeah, I guess so. losing me. Losing me. How about one of the popular streaming games to grow, maybe? Play a bit of Power World? I don't know about Power World. Gnome Gnome. How's your day, by the way? Super, super slow. Yeah, good to see you. Chrissy slash Nilo slash long string of numbers. That is apparently a phone number. How are you? Good to see you. I don't know. I I try to avoid just in general. This isn't like a moral thing. This isn't like a oh I don't want to taint my stream with something as awful as that. But it's like it's more like I just don't really care. All those gimmick games, you know, those really gimmicky games. I just try to avoid. Like I think that the pinnacle example it will always be Goat Simulator, you know. So yeah, is Chrissy the one who's going to teach me garden someday? Yes, I assume so because I know that Nilo loves garden. Nilo helped me get my flawless garden run, so I'm sure they would be down to help you. My 200 euros raised in G2G. Oh, you're participating in that. That's so cool, man. Good for you, man. Yeah, Nilo, your username is mute, right? In the Discord, I'm pretty sure. In case Vil wants to reach out. Okay, yeah, just making sure. Yeah, you guys are both EU time zone, so it'd probably actually work out pretty well. Right now, love is everywhere. Where were you from again, Nilo? I'm trying to remember. I know Vil's Norwegian. Finland. That's right. I love Finnish accents. Those are good. I love accents just in general, but Finnish accents are great. Ah, some commonality between the Nords, the Nordic people. Is that correct to call you both that? Or is it not Nordic? Nordic? Is it? Is that right? Is that wrong? What's the word? There's another word that gets mixed up too in that region. Scandinavian. Ah. Oh, yeah, Finland and Norway. I mean, the only thing in between you two is Sweden. And it looks like they do border like way at the up north. Just looking at a map now. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of commonality between cultures, I'm sure, there. That's interesting. And probably language, too. Norwegian accent is cute. I think we talked about this before. There was an Overwatch player whose username I think was Masa. Um, his accent, I think he's Finnish, and his accent is great. I love his accent. The way, I don't know if everybody talks like that in Finland, but I loved the way he would roll his R's. It was so cool. I don't know, something very cool about it. It's kind of cute, you know. Everybody, yeah, it's great, man. I love that. I love it because it's a very natural role. Like I feel like in a lot of if your language doesn't automatically roll R's when you speak, then it can be like if it's not part of your language, your mother tongue, you know, then it seems so unnatural when you do it. So it's really cool to hear it done very like fluidly, you know, like it's just part of speaking. It's like pronouncing the letter T, you know, it's just that sound, how natural that is, you know. It's just cool. I don't know. Something fun about that. I love accents, man. They're great. Is it like the TV? See the whole heart too. Silly for voice training since the accent is sort of rough. I don't know. I'm trying to think of hmm. It doesn't seem so rough, but I feel like maybe I'd have to hear more. Where is hold on, let me check something. Why do I feel like Iceland has like a similar accent even though it's so far away? I guess it's just that like that Viking heritage. It's probably a totally different language if I had to guess. It's a video for the West Norwegian accent. Let me check it out. Here, I'll play it on stream. I'm not gonna make myself small though. It's way too zoomed in on his face there for a second. That's interesting. I love the when he said gearbox. It was so soft, you know, like a. You didn't even say like g, like it was like a gearbox. What a clip. That's great though. Hold on, I want to catch the clip of him talking though. I I can see what you're saying about the rough, like it sounds rough, but it just seems more strong than rough. If that makes sense, just lots of strong like attack, like blah, 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 blah. Like I don't know, like a lot of the words begin very strongly. If that makes sense, you know. A stone, like stone instead of stone. It's like stone, you know. It's interesting. I don't know. I like that though. It's so cool. I want to make it clear like I don't think accents are like I'm not making fun of anybody's accents here. I am so fascinated by it all. It's so cool. I think it's just also cool. Anything interesting here? Whoa, were the kids uploaded? We'll watch that later. I don't want to do that right now. I think I was just watching this live, actually. Oh, is he live right now? Oh, he is. Okay. I was just watching him on Instagram live because I got the notification that he was live. I've never watched an Instagram live before, and yet this guy, Pat Finnerty, does some very funny music stuff. If you're even a little bit of a music nerd, you will really like his stuff. Definitely recommend it. I was watching some of his live stuff. He was doing some very funny things, very very silly things recently. Anyway, Stone. English people need to stop replacing O with apparently not an O. I don't understand that symbol. I don't know how that's pronounced differently, if I'm being honest. Norwegian speaking English. What's this one? What? Okay. Again, don't take this the wrong way. Why does it feel like Norwegian, like this particular accent, or the few examples we've seen? Why does this feel like when an American wants to do a fake European accent and they do like a really bad job? Why is it always this? Like why does it sound like this? does does that make sense? Do you guys know what I mean? Like I feel like anytime I've ever heard an American do like a really really vague European accent, like just let me do some in the ballpark of this is a European accent. This is what they sound like every time, and I that's not a slight against the Norwegian accent. I'm wondering why 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 do we why do the Americans default to the Norwegian accent? I don't think it's. I'm not. I want to clarify. I'm not saying that the Norwegian accent sounds like that. I'm just saying that when Americans put on a fake European accent, it's always the Norwegian accent that they put on, whether they realize it or not. I think. Why? Why though? That's so odd. That's like all I can think about is like, all the times I've heard a fake European accent where they're not being specific. It's just like, oh, I don't know, something that isn't American. Like that's it. It's not specifically French or specifically, like German or specifically Icelandic or anything in particular. No, no, no. It's just like, oh, let me put on a European accent, and then it's like they do it, and it's like, well, why are you just doing a Norwegian accent? Like what? You want to learn a lot when it comes to Norway. Oh, if I want to learn about the wait, hold on. I see. That's where this is going. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I'm like, what does this have to do with what does this have to do with what we were talking about? Now I understand. Now I understand. Okay, hold on. Do they get in? Did they explain? Is that what they do here? Do they actually explain it? So that's interesting. Is such an American thing to me. It's such a like um I don't know. I feel like it's such a strong part of the American accent that phonetically I feel like I hear it all the time. I mean, especially when you put on like a really strong accent, it's like I don't know. But then I think it's not it's like and then it's weird that this is it's an A though. It's an A. Why is it an A with a circle above it? But it doesn't sound like that. That one doesn't make sense. The other one's like, okay, whatever. Like these are weird sounds that we make. Accent. I know. Like, are you happy? Are you sad? I don't know. I think, it, contrary to the song, uh, I feel like the reason why we don't have these in the alphabet is because we just say things like that. I'm sad. Maybe not the so much the but the for sure. We just say that's just how we say a lot of our a sounds. It's very American. Like I'm mad about this. Like I don't know. That's great. I mean semen in Norwegian, of course. Not that kind, of course. Not that kind. Not the kind that it would be funnier for it to mean. I don't know. I wonder. Hold on. Let me see. Let's just see what pops up for this. I've seen. I think I've seen some of this guy's YouTube Shorts before. Does that make sense to you? Hey, hold on. Sorry. I was blocking it perfectly. Does that make sense to you? Is that funny? I don't know. He transformed into the Swedish ship. That's great. He says, "How's it going?" And then it's just gibberish. Yeah, at the end, he definitely was just kind of trailing off into like vertigurdigurdigurd. You know, just not meaning nothing at that point. Um, oh man, I was talking to Lou one time. I was messaging back and forth about this song that was in German that I found, and we were going over some of the lyrics in it. You know the word for cockroach in German? Let me look it up real quick. So first of all, cockroach. In case you need a reminder of what insect I'm talking about. That's a cockroach. That's how you say it in English, right? Funny enough word, right? But let's look it up in Google Translate real quick. Kakalaka. I love that. I don't know. It sounds too. It's funny. This word in particular. It just sounds too funny because it sounds very similar to uh crackalakin, like as in what's crackalakin, my guys. Try the Norwegian one. Oh, what's the Norwegian? Hold on. Oops, not that. We want this. It's like the same word. What? Yeah. Okay, so there's some sort of root word there that everybody shares. Who? I wonder who came up with it then. What's. That's interesting. Norwegian and German. I mean, proximity wise, it's similar. And like even the word like cockroach maybe does kind of have some sort of root similarity as well. Because a lot of words in English are just like, oh yeah, we it used to be totally different, but it kind of sounded like a combination of these words. So then people kind of started writing it like that, and then they started pronouncing it like that, like how it was written instead. And so now we just say a totally different word, even though it used to be totally completely the same as some other languages. I'm curious now. Cockroach dictionary. So let me just pull up dictionary.com. I want to see what the root word. Really? It was from cucaracha? I've known for a long time that was Spanish for, because there's the song, right? La cucaracha. That's definitely not how you pronounce it, by the way. That's like the very Americanized way to say it. The cucaracha, cucaracha, oh, pretty caminar, que tiene, que le falta, las dos patitas y atrás. I learned the lyrics a long time ago in a random context and then never actually needed to sing it, but anyway, those are the lyrics, I guess. Based on the Germanic language. Well, okay, so that's interesting. Compare American cockroach, German cockroach, Oriental cockroach. Okay, this is not actually helpful. Word etymology. I want to see where this came from. Oh, yeah, well, okay. Spanish is a Latin language, or a Romance language. It's from Kuka, butterfly caterpillars. Oh, onomatopoeic. That's so weird to pronounce. So it's based on an onomatopoeia of that. So an onomatopoeia is a word that, like, it's like the word like bang or whatever, right? It's like the word um or like boom or whatever. You know, it's a word that describes a sound, right? Um, so interesting. So kokux from Greek and then kukus in Latin. Huh. Yeah, so I think this is an example of what I was talking about, where it was like it was it was a word, right? It meant a thing, right? So this meant like the cry of the cuckoo, like a chicken, basically. You know. Huh. This is weird, man. Germanic languages. I never knew. I never really thought about it, but I guess it makes sense to think of like Scandinavian languages as being. Are they Germanic? All Germanic languages are derived from Proto-Germanic, spoken in Iron Age Scandinavia and Germany. Wow. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if there's maybe a list of North Germanic languages. North or Germanic languages by number of native speakers. Okay. So English, German, Dutch, those make sense, right? Because English is Germanic, right? German, of course, is Germanic, and Dutch is like I've always thought is like okay, it's like an offshoot of German. It just kind of maybe went a different way at some point, right? But Swedish is interesting. Afrikaans, really? Maybe I'm also mispronouncing that for the record. Danish, Norwegian, Okay, we were talking about that. It goes hand in hand with Swedish. Yeah, the Swedish, Danish, and Norwegian. I never knew that those were Germanic, but it makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. That's very interesting. Yiddish I can also see, but Yiddish is like an odd thing in and of itself. Low German, I don't really know what that is, if I'm being honest. West Germanic languages, Northern Germany. Okay. Okay, so it's like almost a dialect more so. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe not. Scots, Frisian, Luxembourgish, Icelandic. Ooh, a lot of not a lot of Icelandic speakers. And Faroese. Spoken by the people on the Faroe Islands. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Interesting. Very interesting. That's cool. You learn something new every day. That's great. So, like, that's so odd, though, because, like, it's such a similar word. I was expecting them to have the same origin. It's so weird because, like, in English, it's saying the word cockroach comes from cucaracha, which comes from Latin because it's Spanish comes from Latin, and Greek and stuff. But then, like, German stuff doesn't tend to come from Latin. It comes from, like, you know German. So it's weird that I feel like cockroach and, like, kakalak, and things like that are similar enough. Because I think, as I expected, like, yeah, it's cucaracha means, like, butterfly caterpillar, which is, like, whatever, or it's from kuka. I don't know. Compare, like, the word boat, it sounds the same. Yeah, I mean, a lot of, at least in, I mean, English is primarily Germanic, but we have a lot of Latin influence, from various things. I mean, a lot of there's a lot of interference from Latin itself, right? Specifically Latin and Greek. But then there's also, like, especially a lot of scientific terms will be like a mishmash of various Latin words or Greek words, right? But then, just in general, a lot of words are from, Romance languages, or I want to say romantic, but somebody corrected me one time. So that's saying that, oh, you can't say romantic, and I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't make any damn sense. But I think they're referred to as Romance languages, yeah, as in Roman in origin. So, like, things derivative from Latin, such as, Spanish and, Italian and, French, and all three of those, were really big, contributors to the English language, and especially in American English, there are a lot of Spanish words, in particular, because, of course, lots of Spanish speakers south of the border, right? So, we get the French influence because a lot of America was also owned by France for a long time. Uh, a lot of, German influence because it's primarily a Germanic language. People talk about English being a hodgepodge of things. I think primarily it is Germanic. I hold that notion. I think most of the other words are just, like, we just have a long list of loan words. Is basically how it is. It's a Germanic language with a billion loan words, right? It's. I feel like that's probably the best way to look at it. I know people like to make the joke of it's really three languages in a trench coat, but really it's like, if you're gonna say it's another language, I mean, you might as well just say it's also, like, I don't know, like French or something. That's probably the closest one. You can't really say it's one in particular besides German. It's like it's mostly a Germanic language, but it just has a lot of influence from, like, you know French words as well. I'd say. Sometimes Germany finds a word like ambulance, car, and just say crocodile. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun though. It's very cute, you know. It's very cute. I like it. It's funny though, cause like, hold on, I want to see. Oh, I misspelled it. Cronkite. Um, etymology. I want to see what those words mean on their own, because I don't have Lou here to tell me. Kronk means sick. Okay. And of course, wagon is wagon, right? Wagen. Angry Germans talking is the best. Yeah, I mean it's weird because German is meant to be such a. It's so odd because German, like you really think of like, oh, it's such an angry language. That's what people always say. But like every time you talk to a German, I feel like they're like, as long as they're not speaking German, you know, like if they're speaking your language, they're so much softer. You know, it's very odd. I don't know what it is. But but it is weird because they do switch when they switch to German. It does sound more aggressive, like just a little bit. Even if they don't mean it that way. It's so interesting. I don't know. There's something funny about it. Bill. I'm curious about the etymology of that. You could probably tell me, but I'm just gonna look it up. Oh, just the ill car. Okay, that makes sense. They talk with a very sensual voice. I suppose so. I don't know. I think it, I like most accents. You know, um, it's pretty rare for there to be an accent where I go, okay, well that's just not sexy at all. You know, man, I'm not even turned on by this one. I feel like there have been a few where I've been like, oh, maybe not that one. Maybe any other accent than that. I don't know. And I meant that jokingly for the record. And then there's Danish. I don't know if Danish is that bad. Well, see, here's the thing. We when we're talking about accents, right? You've got the accent in the native language versus the accent in another language, right? Let's just say English, for example, right? Because that's the only language I speak. You know, there's a big difference between when you're speaking your native language and when you're speaking a foreign language. You put on an accent whether you realize it or not. Um, and it might still sound like your accent at its core, but it's still going to be different. It's still going to be different. So if you're speaking English with you know, like a Finnish accent or a Norwegian accent or a Danish accent, it's going to sound very different from if you're speaking, you know, Finnish or Norwegian or Danish or whatever, right? Um, I don't know. And there are some people who, when they speak a foreign language, they put on the accent of that foreign language as well, right? Whether or not they do a good job is a whole other thing. But like, I mean, some people do. I mean, some people can talk in like a very perfect, like they, you know, they're, let's say they were Norwegian, you know, they grew up like that in you know, in Norwegia, you know, in Norway, and uh, you know, that was their accent growing up. But then they, you know, they're maybe like an actor or whatever, and they learned how to put on a like a perfect, like a spot on British or American or, you know, I don't know, Australian, maybe like a perfect accent. Um, and they're just able to do that. And some people can do that. Whenever they, so you know, maybe they're speaking English in that accent. Um, you know, and we English speakers, because we we're so self-centric, especially Americans, self-centered. We will say, oh, they lost their accent. You know, they got rid of their accent. Like, okay, like I don't know, something self-centered to phrase about the phrasing for that. You know. People got a potato stuck in their throat. I always hear that, but usually when I hear the Danish accent, oh God, please YouTube recommendations. Don't be embarrassing for me. Hold on, we gotta audit it. Is it embarrassing? Only a few VTuber things. One animation, one clip. Okay, whatever. Northern Lion, not bad. I got on a kick where I was watching clips from certain Marvel movies, and now I'm going to be recommended this for the rest of my life. Just a billion clips. It was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Some music memes, some random. I don't know what this is. Is this a VTuber thing? I don't know that name. Oh wait, maybe. I don't know. I guess maybe this is also a VTuber thing. If I had to guess, these are both music VTuber thingies, and I have no idea what this is or who this is. Oh, this is one of those. This is one of those. I don't know if you guys have been getting this. Anytime you go to YouTube, sometimes it just recommends really, 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 really small channels with like no views at all, like just a few hundred views. Just like, hey, do you want to watch this? I'm like, no. As much as I, support them, going for it, usually it's really bad content. That's why it's at such a low view count. I'm talking about myself here, all right? Minuteman, though, he's great. He's got some fun stuff. Costco bit from Northern Lion too. He's great, but these guys are both way big, so whatever. Okay, hold on. Danish accent. Close all these. That was a my brother, and me clip. Okay, very interesting. Okay, I'm getting like no good results here. I don't want to watch any of these videos, dude. Wait, isn't DeFran? Yeah, he's Danish. DeFran's he's Danish. I don't hate his voice. I always thought he had a great voice. DeFran interview. Let's just watch some random interview. I don't know. I don't hate it. Okay, what's this? Wait, this was one of the videos that I was not gonna watch. This is like almost painful. What do you think about the Danish language? I feel like there should be a meme that describes this perfectly, and I'm trying to think of if there is one. Um, like I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think I think from the American perspective. Um, it's like I don't know. I'm trying to. I feel like there should be There's probably a meme that fits perfectly with this, where it's like from the American perspective, it's like this maybe like the Spider-Man pointing meme, but instead of it being like, wait a minute, it's like, it's like pointing and laughing, like, oh, haha, isn't that language so funny? And but then like from the American perspective, it's just like, I don't know, this all just sounds the same. Like, I don't know, talking about like, oh, like all the Scandinavians saying like, oh, Danish, it sounds so weird, man, it sounds so weird, it sounds so different. And then all of it is just the Swedish chef from the Muppets, and I'm just like, wow, that sounds different, man. Uh-huh. I don't know. I don't know. But see, like, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, like, I don't really hear a difference all that much. I'm trying, man. I don't know. It's funny. I don't know. Maybe there's some. Maybe there's some good languages or good explanations in this language video. Let's 2 times speed. I don't wanna watch the whole thing. I don't like doing that. But well, Swedish people are also racist. So sorry. I should. That was not a good joke. That was not a good joke. I don't mean it. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong? You tell me. You tell me. You tell me, Viking man. I don't know. feel like I know I just said like I don't want to watch the whole thing. I have watched this video before, which is the sad thing, and I just don't remember any of the information here. Hmm. Okay. Well, I kind of answered. I can see. I can see again. It's tough from the American perspective because I don't really watch a lot of content in any Scandinavian languages. You know, it's always in English, right? Um, so like when it comes to like, oh, let me compare accents, you know, let me compare accents. It's like, well, there's hold on, there we go. So like, here's Masa. He's Finnish, right? I don't know, I love that. It's funny how it turned into a language stream. I just I love languages and I love accents, man. I don't know. I don't know. Anomaly and PewDiePie for Swedish guys. Yeah, I think. Well, PewDiePie it's tough because his accent has definitely changed over time too. He probably had a lot more of a Swedish accent a long time ago, but nowadays it's so Americanized because he spent so much time like well, maybe not Americanized, but I mean he spent a lot of time in like well in I think he did live in America for a bit. And spent a lot of time on in England as well. And I mean now he's in Japan, so like I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting because it's funny because these guys were actually on the same team, Massa and DeFran versus with just the sample size of these two guys. I would actually say that like DeFran is more eloquent, more eligible. Eligible? No, that's not the word. More legible? No, legible, but not reading, hearing. If that makes sense. More understandable, I guess. You know. and these are both really young guys, right? So maybe it's. I mean, maybe DeFran has had more time speaking English. You know, maybe he's just better at speaking English. But I mean, Masa here is he's speaking perfectly fluent English as far as I can tell, and you know, he just has a very strong accent. And DeFran still has a very strong accent, but Masa is a little bit less understandable here and there. Like, what did he just say there? Our what is so bad today? I play Overwatch, or at least I used to. Our dive is what he's saying. But I had, you know, like the average American probably isn't going to understand that part. Like, what? Whereas, like, DeFran's just saying stuff. Like, there's an accent there, but it's not like, you know, I can't tell what he's saying. So it's weird. You talk about and again, just these two guys. Maybe they're not good examples. Maybe Moss's accent is just super strong, and then DeFran's accent is a lot lighter. Maybe he's had a lot more time speaking English with Americans and stuff. And maybe Mossa tends to speak English with the non uh, mostly English as second language speakers or something. I don't know. Maybe he's just younger. Um, I love both their accents. It's great, dude. Uh, DeFran had that catchphrase where he would always say like "Let's go, dude." He'd always be like "Let's go, dude." Like he said it in a very particular way, which it has really stuck with me. I still say that all the time. I'm a big fan of the way both these guys speak. It's just very, very interesting. I love the way Massa rolls his R's so casually, right? It's just so cool. I don't know. Hold on. Skip ahead to. I just want to hear him talk. I think Dufran is equalized and is not that heavy. Yeah, I can definitely see that being the case potentially. I mean, yeah, it's just have the population of Norway rolls their eyes. Well, see, but that's the curious thing is like, you know, um, how often do they roll their R's in English versus in their native language, like either whether we're talking about Norwegian or Finnish or whatever. Um, like I don't think I've heard you really roll your R's all that much. Um, am I still subscribed to Overwatch League? Do I want to be? I don't think I want to be subscribed anymore. I think I'll unsubscribe. I enjoyed it for a long while, and now it's gone. Oh well. You don't roll yours. Yeah, but I bet if you spoke Norwegian, which I mean, not saying you don't or anything, but like whenever you do speak Norwegian is what I mean. You probably do whenever it's necessary to communicate. You know, but so it's I don't know. It's maybe I guess it is probably just something you maybe unlearn. You know, maybe that's a thing you have to unlearn in order to speak English. Um, it's weird though. But I don't know. There's some stuff I think is very funny. Certain little things here and there. I mean, your username is a great example. Like like you pronounce that as like a what I would call like a W sound. Which to be fair, like that's where the W sound came from. Is just the letter, like in Latin, the letter U and the letter V were the same thing, and there was no letter W, right? It was one symbol, and then we kind of started being like, well, there's more of a like a v kind of sound, and then there's like a w kind of sound. So let's differentiate these, and so we started differentiating them, and then it's like, okay, well, sometimes the w sound is really just an so we don't want to always have like a w sound to it. But when we do, let's have like a specific connotation. We'll just put two of them next to each other, and so they called it double U. They'd write it like that, and then that's how it became a new letter, right? That's just how it happened, right? Different way to hear different dialects. Okay. Why did this sound like? What? I hope you don't hate me for this. Why did this sound like? God, what was it called? Age of Empires. Whenever, whenever you play as the Vikings or whatever. Why? Why does it sound like that? I guess it makes sense. Also, hiking. Welcome back. Sounds more Swedish, like for me. Yeah. I just the. It's not even the accent. It's just the guy's voice. Hold on. I need to look it up now. Hold on. Age. Hold on. Let me look it up in a different tab so I don't lose it. Age of Empires. What would it be? Vikings? Viking villager sounds, I guess. I don't know. Here. Man, I feel like I remember the voice being a lot deeper. It's just, I don't know. It's so weird. It this is just for any language really. It's very weird to just listen to just nonstop of a language you just don't understand at all. You don't know any words at all. Um, it's a very bizarre thing to just sit there and do. I encourage you to do it because it is just such a weird thing. Because I don't know, but like even if there are some words I can pick out, it's spoken so fluidly, so quickly that like I can't even pick it out. Like it's funny because like I was listening to I was telling you about that the German song that came up, and there were some English words that were popping up that were very definitely like English words. Like these were words that were invented like in a they were named after some American like invention or something. Like um there was I'm trying to think of what it was. Oh, the word the word toast, as in like bread that has been toasted, right? Uh, I don't know why I felt like I had to explain what toast is. I think we all know what toast is. But the word toast was in the song, and it was, I guess there's just no German word for toast. It's just toast, or it's the same word. And so I recognized it. I was like, oh, okay, the word toast is in this song. And, I just thought it was funny. But, like, in this context, I don't think there's even a loan word that I can, like, pick out, even if there is one. between here and here is what you're saying. The crazy thing is it's been such a gradual change that I don't think I could tell you the difference between here and here. I don't think I could really spot the difference based on even though I just heard the differences. I don't think I could really tell just because they did really gradually adjust, I think, as they spoke to change the accent. So, I don't know, it's odd. I think it would also be more effective if I knew Norwegian, right? If I spoke Norwegian, and then I watched this, it would be like, oh, okay, so I can see how that dialect is shifting here, and whatever. But I think because it is just so foreign. So I think I can tell the difference between the way he sounded here and the way he sounded here. And so what you're saying is you're somewhere in between, is what that means. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's just such a subtle thing. It's like hearing even certain like British dialects. Like I can't even tell the difference between certain ones. Like let me pull them English or no, hold on, American English dialect by map. Let's just see if I can find a similar video. Come on. I want to find somebody doing a similar thing. I'm sure there's. Uh, I mean, Eric Singer does a great job. Big fan of his stuff. Okay, well let's see if before you go, Bill. Let's see. So, let's skip about here. Hold on. I think actually Fred Armisen did a good one. Let me skip ahead a bit. Kind of sus? What do you mean kind of sus? You talking about this video? Oh, do you mean this? I'm like, wait, what's wrong with this video? I'm like, he's doing the same thing as that one video. This has been recommended to me, dude. I don't know why, but like at least a week now, this keeps getting recommended to me. And I keep debating. I'm like, am I going to watch this video? Am I actually going to watch a 58 really, a 58-minute video on the real history of Rule 34? Like, do I care? Do I actually care? I love me a good video essay. Don't get me wrong. Like they're like a mini documentary. It's great, man. I love those. But like on Rule 34, what's there to know, man? I know what the rule is. I know where it came from. I know that history. So he's just gonna talk about that? How do you make that last for 58 minutes, man? How long is he good? I mean, it says in the thumbnail 1789 to 2023. Bro, come on. There's no way. The real history, by the way, the real history, as if there's a fake history of Rule 34. God damn, dude, the real history. Yeah, I'm okay with not watching any more of this video. He does a great job in this video. I enjoyed it a lot, but he skips over Missouri, which is the state I live in, and I'm really upset that he didn't go over it. I'm sure there are a lot of accents that are similar to ours, but I mean, come on. Also, I live in St. Louis, so my accent's pretty different from the rest of Missouri. Um, so grain of salt and all that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I keep debating on should I hit the not interested, don't recommend channel buttons. Have I seen another video by this guy? I mean, this was made 8 days ago, but I mean, maybe it's just gotten popular because it's Rule 34, so people clickbait, right? Maybe that's what it is. But like, what the hell, man? What the hell? It keeps getting recommended to me. I'm like, I don't know if I want. I don't know if I care to watch this. I don't know, man. I you know, it's just weird that it keeps getting recommended to me. I wonder if it's going to show up here too. No, okay. It hasn't gone away, man. Yeah, okay. It does seem to keep it into only certain recommendeds, but I keep seeing it here and there and going, am I going to watch that? Maybe. He's got some waifu videos as well. Oh no. Can I click on just the... Oh no! I was gonna just click on his thing! Now I've clicked on the video and it's in my history. I thought he was a different guy, so I was like, wait, hold on. Oh, I've seen his deep dive into anime waifus. That was alright. I was curious what he would say about it. Um, yeah, it was. I think he did a good job, but he spent a lot of time getting into it. There was some interesting information in there for sure. Maybe I should watch some of his other stuff. I don't know about this one in particular, but maybe I should watch some of his other stuff. Because there's some interesting stuff. I mean, like I never knew that like the term waifu, like besides it just being it being like naisu, like saying like, oh, naisu. It's like a gamer thingy, where it's like it's just the word nice said in an Asian accent, but because Americans like the way that Koreans and Japanese uh people and whatever how they pronounce things, we like to imitate. uh we gamers just pick up that lexicon and turn it into, instead of just the word nice, so naisu. um I thought it was something like that, but apparently it was specifically this one particular anime. Was it Azumanga Daioh? I think. I've never seen it. I could be wrong which one it is, but there's like a teacher in it who's like a pervert or whatever, which I mean is a very typical character in anime. Um, and there's like a scene where he goes, where like a picture falls out of his wallet or something. And then the girls look at it and they're like, "Whoa, this lady, she's beautiful," or whatever. "Who is she?" And he goes, "My waifu." And he says it in English, but in a Japanese accent, he says, "My waifu." And so then people started memeing that particular clip just to say "my wife." But then for some reason that became, you know, the way he said it was like, there's nothing funny about the word "my" in that context. It's pronounced totally American and totally, normal in English, right? But waifu being the weird part. So then I guess that kind of stuck for some reason. That stayed in people's minds. Anyway, now I need to go to bed. Have fun with the anime ladies. I think I'll pass for now. Some other time, perhaps. I was wondering though why this guy's channel got recommended, but anyway, I'll see ya. Vil, thanks for hanging out. Wheelie Wheelie jar. Wheelie jar. Try to roll my R at the end of it. Anyway, let's stop watching YouTube videos. I don't want to mooch off other people's content for the stream. We did plenty of that already, so let's cut back. Bye bye. Bye bye. Well, I guess now I'm just stuck with the kingdoms. Ah, well. And whoever else is just sitting lurking right now. I'm calling you out, you lurkers. I'm calling you out for being great. I love you. You guys are great. Oh God. I love it. I was looking at some of my YouTube recommendations before I closed a few more things here. And I just love that people make these fake covers of various artists doing either the song doing your mom or apple bottom jeans. It's funny every time, dude. I don't know how it's possible, but no matter how much. It's great, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was a fun rabbit hole we went down. I'm glad we did that. All the language stuff. Nothing brightens my mood like talking about accents and languages. I really like that, man. Maybe I should have like gone to college for it. Maybe I shouldn't have wasted my life away playing video games. Hmm. Really makes you think about it, you know. Oh well. I don't really have any regrets like that. Maybe a little. I don't know. How do people do it, man? How do people get there? Is it just luck? You know? How do people get to the point where they're just like they're able to just stream doing anything at all and people watch, man? It's weird. It's weird. Like I know it's mostly luck, right? Maybe I just need to be more entertaining. I don't know. That's some it's been a it's been a thing on my mind. Like maybe I'm just not funny enough, you know? Huh? Maybe. I'll contend that. Maybe I'm not funny enough. I have no idea how I could possibly become funnier, but you know, I could work on it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It'd just be nice, you know? It'd be nice to just wake up in the morning and be able to stream all day. Have a good time, get some stuff done, you know? Take care of myself. And then just go to bed. And then the next day I do the same thing. Wouldn't that be cool? You know? It's not like I don't put in the effort all the time, but sometimes I could definitely put in more effort. So I don't know. Hmm. I don't know. Man, am I ever gonna finish Outer Wilds? There's a little bit of the DLC I still need to do, and I just really haven't gotten around to it. I should really finish it for my brother's sake. He's been begging me to play that game for so long. Finally played it. I enjoyed it for the most part, but I don't know. Wasn't quite what I was expecting it to be, but still pretty good. Jeez, did not mean to click on that. wonder if it would be a good idea to like work on videos on stream, maybe for the channel. You know, like maybe that'd be a good idea. Kind of kill two birds with one stone. You know, like stream and have a good time streaming, but then like get something else done at the same time. You know, do you think people would watch that? I wonder. I've seen some streamers do that kind of thing, but I just don't really know. I don't know if I could pull it off. That's the only thing. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Well, I should probably go to bed. I think today's stream was kind of a little one. You know, it wasn't anything too big, but I'm glad I did it, you know. Yeah. It's nice to just kind of sit and chat for a bit, but at the same time, I think nobody's really here to chat right now. Nobody's really available, and I don't blame you guys, you know. So we're gonna call it for the night. I had fun though. I'm glad I got some things off my chest that have been on my mind. Talked it out a little bit, and then we went off on a nice little tangent about accents and language and stuff. So that was cool. Had a good time with that. I guess I should get a good outro song going. I don't know. There's a lot going on, guys. I'm trying to figure it out. I think I'll be all right. You know, just I guess wish me luck. You know, that's all. And you know, maybe I'll look back in this time in the future and be like, hey, things were going okay. You know. Hopefully, I won't look back at this time and go, oh man, I don't know how good I had it. Oh, that would suck, man. Because I definitely look back at certain times in the past where I'm like, man, things were better back then. You know, in this way or that. So I'm hoping I don't do the same thing about now. I don't know. I do a bad job of looking positively upon my past, so I'll probably think of it as an improvement regardless of what really happens. If I'm being honest. I have a lot of bad memories, even if I didn't really have that bad of a past. I don't remember it very fondly. That's maybe something I'm not very good at. I don't know. I try to live in the now. Not that that's always the best option, but you know, it's how I am, so I don't know. Anyway, that's it for me. We just heard Wild Soul by The Law and Langhorne Slim. I've never heard of them before, but they had that song, so I don't know. We're about to hear Amsterdam by Gregory Alan Isakov. I like this artist. I like this song. Some fun stuff. Very chill, very mellow. It's a good song. Good artist. That's it for me. Amsterdam by Gregory Alan Isakov will be the outro song for the night. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Bye.